Hey there guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Best Guns in Modern Warfare series. Basically, we've taken a look at a lot of the pistols previously, and we've got another Akimbo pistol class set up here today. Someone did suggest this, but I've definitely tried this before. We are looking at the Akimbo Deagles. Is it any good? Well, it might be better than you probably expect, but at the same time, it's probably worse than you would expect as well. Basically, there is a problem with the accuracy. Basically, if you are sort of moving around or not taking things very slowly, like you can be very, very inaccurate. It makes it very hard to hit those double shots. But in the Deagle's favor, it is a two-shot kill with this. So if you're running around with two pistols and you both manage to pull the trigger at the same time, hit those shots, you kill them. It's pretty simple and it actually is quite effective. So we are going to be taking a look at some Akimbo Deagle play today. But just before we do get into talking about our best class setup with the Deagle, let's try and get this video to 25 likes. The support from you guys has continued to be excellent recently. We're about to hit 1920 subscribers, so about 80 more to go until we hit 2000, and we are having a giveaway at 2000, so make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any more of that and any of the class setups that we are dropping very, very soon. All right, so let's take a look at our class setup here for the Akimbo Desert Eagles. So we have got the primary weapon. Doesn't really matter too much. I guess you can pretty much take whatever powerful primary you like. In this case, we are rocking the Uzi. I don't think there's a particular weapon that will increase our ammo capacity for the Deagle, so it's not too big of a deal what we choose in the primary slot. In terms of our perks, we do have EOD, Ghost, and Tracker here. EOD is just one of those ones that really lets us sort of be aggressive and lets us not die to explosives, which is super important because explosives are very, very powerful in this game. People just chuck them around corners all the time, and it's very good to take less damage from them. Another good option in the first perk slot is, of course, Quick Fix to get that health regeneration started as soon as we do get a kill, which can sometimes be more powerful than a stim shot, especially with the Deagle class, where sometimes if you do pull a stim shot out and stab yourself with it, it can take away from you actually being able to kill people. Perk 2, of course, we did have Ghost here, basically making it undetectable on UAVs, makes it very easy to move around the map while not being detected. Pretty simple perk here, and it does combine with our third perk, which is Tracker, which does let us see enemy footprints. Basically how this works in combination is we can move around the map quite quickly, quite quietly, and have no one basically know that we're there. Pretty much allows us to control the flanks and control those close quarters areas, which is where the Deagle or the Akimbo Deagles are going to shine. Again, we usually run this C4 in most of our aggressive classes, and this is no different here. With the C4, if you want to blow it up quickly, you double tap X on keyboard, you double tap Y on controller, and then it's also triangle on a PS4 controller. Basically makes it blow up quite quickly, very, very powerful. And of course, we do have the stim shot here just because it is very, very powerful, but you can also take a smoke grenade to close off those longer distances. This can be very helpful sometimes. Alright, so this is the Deagle class setup here that we do have today. These attachments are designed to give us the maximum damage range while still being quite accurate at hip firing, allowing us to get those two-shot kills, which is very, very powerful when you do make it happen. So of course we're starting off with the barrel here as we normally do with the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control of the Forged Tac Enforcer. Basically this does give us our maximum damage range with this, it makes us very accurate, and those bullets travel very, very quickly. Basically we're after those sort of extended damage ranges while also being able to hit those shots. So if we start moving around the map quite quickly, that's why we've not taken the Monolithic Suppressor. Even though it does increase our damage range, it does make our hip spread a little bit worse. So basically just get those bullets down range and you'll do a very good job. Again, in that vein, we do have the 5mm laser for the hip fire accuracy and sprinter fire speed. Again, just making it a little bit easier for us to hit those shots. Another key thing with any Akimbo pistol setup that you are running, do not slide if you're going to attack people. So if you are planning on trying to get a kill on an enemy and you're not actually like within 1 centimeter of their face, do not shoot someone while you're sliding. Your hip fire accuracy just goes to shit. It makes it impossible to shoot anyone. So just a little tip there. We also have the lightweight trigger for the maximum fire rate, a very simple attachment. We've got the 13 round mag just for that extra amount of ammo, very, very important to allow us to keep going. And of course, we've got the Akimbo perk just to round this class off. This was of course suggested by someone in the comments, but I have tried this before and I know that it is very powerful if a little bit inaccurate and sort of a little bit more difficult to use than you would think. Anyway, we are going to jump into some gameplay here with the best we can do with some Akimbo Deagles because it is a very, very fun class setup to mess around with, if not the most powerful thing in the game. So, as I was editing this, you might have noticed some notes that I left. Basically, I've completely changed my mind about the Desert Eagle Akimbo. It's basically one of the most frustrating and worst Akimbo class setups that you can have in the game. It's just so inaccurate. Like, you'll notice a couple of times, this was actually the best game that I could get. I played like 3 or 4 different games with this, and there was nothing better that I could do. Like, you will see me getting a couple of different kills here and there. Like, that's pretty standard. Like, you'll get a couple of kills here and there. but you might have noticed that it did take me a couple more shots than you would think just to get that kill really close there. And then you'll try and push at a slightly further range than basically 1 centimeter away from someone, and you'll just get taken out. But in saying that, the Akimbo Deagles are very powerful at close range. And by close range, I mean basically that range that I just killed that person there. Outside of this range, as you're about to see in just a second, we are pretty useless. Like, we just can't get the shots on target. Pretty much moving back through the map here. We're just looking for people who are close enough to kill, like, that particular guy there. If you do land your shots, or if you somehow manage to land a miracle shot on someone, you'll definitely get the kill. It's just that sometimes, or most of the time, you won't end up getting the kill, which is pretty rough when you're using basically a very powerful weapon in a bad way. As you can see, come around the corner here again, and just immediately get taken out. Come around the back here again. Sometimes your enemies will have to kill, or your teammates rather will have to kill your enemies for you, which is a little bit sad, but I mean, we're only capable of fighting at very, very close ranges here. But if you do manage to hit those shots, you are incredibly powerful, and it's very, very satisfying getting kills with this. One, through the frustration of not being able to get kills, but also because it sounds excellent. You hit them twice with both of these guns, and it just sounds excellent. Like, as you can see there, that's a very satisfying kill to get, but it was a little bit of a struggle, as most of these kills are. Remember, this is the best performing game that I had with this. And I see a target, I'm like, yes, I need this kill, gotta get it. And we see that teammate there, and he just steals it on us. It's not very, very exciting. Come around the corner here again, and basically just immediately get taken out by someone we couldn't deal with. Again, another example here. You have to use everything you have at your advantage. You hear those footsteps, you try and get that kill. Again, land that headshot and you'll get that kill. Like, if you land a couple of decent shots, or at least one headshot, you'll definitely get the kill. But landing those shots is basically impossible. As you can see here, just, you can't do it. I'm not exaggerating this, and this is not even hyperbolic for a little second at all. This is not a good class setup. I know I said it a couple of times that it was okay in the start of the video, but man, do not use this at all unless you're looking for a frustrating, sort of fun-ish, like a little bit satisfying time. Like, you just see that there, not good. Come around here again. I think we actually do end up getting a couple of kills here. This was the longest streak that I went on. We got one kill there, and we're just sort of listening for more people at this time. Waiting for more people to come to us, hiding our lasers from other people. Jump up over the top here. Do get a nice little kill on that guy there, but that's basically the maximum damage range with this. Outside of that, you're not likely to get too many kills. Like, you can just see how many shots you have to fire to get those kills there. And we got a UAV, which is probably my proudest moment with this particular class setup. Not good at all, really. Come around again, just see another guy get taken out. But man, again, not being hyperbolic for a second here, this might actually be one of the worst class setups that we've ever tried. Basically, just medium range or even sort of close range fights we just can't deal with at those particular ranges. Just get outgunned by pretty much everything in the game. And basically, in my opinion, you would pretty much be better with any other gun in the game at these ranges. Like, most of the time, look at this, man, just any other gun in the game, I probably would have killed him there. Even if I had one Deagle, I would have killed him very, very easily there. But having two, trying to hip fire them, it just doesn't work. Like, it's just not something that you can get away with, unfortunately, which is a little bit lame because this is very, very funny. Like, this is cool. Like, you see old mate running around with two big Deagle, Desert Eagle cannons just blasting away at people. And you should think that this would be good, but it just doesn't come off, which is a little bit unfortunate here. I want this to be a thing, like, I want this to be very powerful, and I want this to work, but when you can't win fights like that, it's just not going to work for you, which is a little bit sad. So we're testing out the fire rate here. I'm thinking that maybe firing them one after the other is going to be more beneficial, but it doesn't seem like my fingers are actually capable of doing that sort of action, like one after the other. Seems the firing rate for me is one at a time, or two at the time. Like, you can see there, we do get that kill there, and we're sort of waiting for another person to come around the corner here. We can see him. He definitely is going to push, and we hear the footsteps, and we just wait for him, hide our lasers, and still somehow manage to get the kill there. Come around the top here, and the game does end very shortly after this. But man, this is not one of the best class setups that we've actually looked at before. Akimbo Deagle might not actually be the best thing in the game, unlike just a single Deagle, which is very, very powerful. As you can see here, we did go like 14 and 16. This is, again, the best game that I managed to get with this, and we'll have our final thoughts on this loadout in just a second. So what do we think of the Akimbo Desert Eagles after seeing that absolute monstrosity? Even if you were to use this as a sidearm, if you're using your sidearm, you've already either taken damage, run out of your ammo, and you're switching to your secondary weapon. So basically, you want something that's reliable, definitely able to get you the kill. Even in this most particular circumstances, a single Deagle is going to net you more kills than having to pull out both of these at the same time, potentially fire them at least twice each, miss all the shots and then not get the kill. You want something accurate if you are going to pull out your secondary in that particular circumstance. You want something that's definitely going to do the job. And in this particular circumstance, the Desert Eagle Akimbo variant is just not going to pull it off for you. It's just not going to do it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this one. I hopefully did inform you as to the power level of the Akimbo Desert Eagle. Probably don't use it. Just steer clear of this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!